Today I wanted to talk about trimmer heads, and more specifically the caps for your trimmer head, and why I think you should change yours. Now there's two main reasons for why you need to change your trimmer head cap. Now trimmer heads can sometimes be one of those things that we all overlook because we're more interested in the engines and various other components of our power tools, but it's actually something that we shouldn't overlook, and it's more important than what we may think. Trimmer heads, as we can see, come in a wide range of shapes and sizes. All these heads need ongoing maintenance. So the first reason why you need to replace your trimmer caps on a regular basis is, number one, you wear extra additional parts. Additional parts cost additional money. It's a problem that we can easily avoid. Changing trimmer head caps on a regular basis will prevent wearing other components of your trimmer head, such as the outside housing of this Husqvarna trimmer head, or the outside housing of this Stihl Autocut head. Or on the Speedfeed head, you have these little brackets here that also wear out if you don't change the Speedfeed head regularly enough. The second reason why you need to regularly change your trimmer head is because after a while, once it gets worn down too much, it'll then struggle to feed your trimmer line. You may begin to notice this problem when you start to bump against surfaces and it's extremely hard for it to feed more trimmer line out. Have a look at this Husqvarna trimmer head. Now you'll notice that it only has a very low profile simply because it is quite worn out, and you can see that it's actually starting to wear out the trimmer head itself because of that. This now struggles to feed when it's on thick grass because obviously it can't bump. You can see the profile of the actual bump head doesn't have very much meat on it. It's pretty well worn. You can only really get it to feed when it's on concrete and paths and sidewalks, so this one needs to be replaced. You can see when you press it in, it goes completely flat with the actual bump head, meaning every time you bump feed the line, it then puts additional wear on this, on the actual head itself. Same goes for the Stihl. At the moment, as mentioned, it's got plenty of meat on this one. Obviously, you can see from the picture that when you bump it, it's not going to hit the main body. But again, if you let this get down too much, it'll start wearing the actual body of the trimmer head. No big deal, but when you're running a lawn care business, these things can add up over long periods of time, especially when you're cutting many lawns on a weekly basis. Looking at the Shindaiwa, you can see that this one is incredibly worn on the Speedfeed head. It's worn right the way through to the actual inner shell. You can even see the little spring there, if you notice that there. So definitely needs replacing, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So the main way you can minimize the wear on your trimmer head is by keeping your trimmer head off hard surfaces such as concretes and things like this. If you use a soft surface such as lawn or even sand or dirt, this will minimize the wear on your trimmer head. Also, when you're trimming weeds in paths and sidewalks and pavers, A good tip is to make sure you have a slight gap between your trimmer head and the surface. The reason for that is when you hold your trimmer head against the paving when you're whippersnipping weeds, this will greatly increase the wear of your trimmer head. So it's a good idea to always keep a good gap when whippersnipping weeds. How you can continue to whippersnip weeds in your paving is by keeping it up off the paving, holding it at an angle, and then there you can hit those weeds and trim them off ready for spraying. So instead of holding it flat, trimming weeds on your pavers, keep it up and then hold it on an angle. That way you prolong the life of your trimmer head. So we can definitely see that it is quite important to keep on top of your maintenance when it comes to your trimmer head caps, because again, it can wear out your equipment and thus making it harder to bump feed your trimmer line through the actual head. Something to keep on top of. If you have any other questions you'd like to ask about lawn care or garden maintenance, leave them in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe to the channel for more videos all about lawn care. My name is Hayden and I shall catch you in the next one.